Hello, welcome to our fun class of yoga instruction. Maybe not fun for you, but it's fun for us. So we're going to now work and move on into the primary series, again with forward bends, but this time Janushirshasana, of which there is A, B and C. So let's start with Helen sitting in Dandasana, which is the seventh vinyasa of Paschimottanasana. So we come to seventh position. Then, so that's an inhalation. Then the exhalation, you fold the leg, come into Janushirshasana A position, which means the legs come to the side, heel comes into the pelvic floor, and you reach forward. So that's all exhale. Again, as always, we now come into third position of Surya Namaskar. This is an inhalation. There's no vinyasa count. It's just inhale, lengthen, try and arch the back. Connect, the legs all engage better. This foot presses down, this foot presses down. All this pressure of lifting grounds the body. And then the forward movement, and this forward movement is a little more intense than Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana and Tiryang Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. It becomes very much a very strong fold of trying to bring the top of the head onto the knee. Okay, so it's the name of the posture, Janu. Knee, Shirsha, head. So Janushirshasana, head to knee posture. So it becomes a very intense. It's more like doing Baddha Konasana B. That's how intense it is. So from there, with inhale, now the exhalation, we get very strong, really lift very powerfully up into the Uddiyana Bandha, and then go down. And you can see now how more intense this posture is in the forward bend. Again, same as any other forward bend, we're breathing in, exhaling. And again, I still prefer to hold the feet, but exhalation, you just press the fingers against the feet, push the feet gently into the fingers. This connection with the shoulders back will connect along the spine, connect into the Sha-Dantyang. And yet we're still reaching the head down every breath. Inhale, there's this relaxation. Exhale, the squeezing and the reaching forward. And then after 5 breaths, inhale, you'd come up into third position of Surya Namaskar. Exhale, you would stay there and then move on. Vinyasa, come back and do the left side. So, Janushirshasana B isn't just the same posture, but it's a different variation. Now again we sit, we come to Dandasana. Now the exhalation, you bring the leg back, lift up and sit on the heel and reach forward, all done in that exhalation. Now we inhale. Now as you exhale, you press the left heel down so the left sitting bone will lift up. Again, pull very strongly in the Uddiyana Bandha, exhale down, make sure the shoulders are back. So much more difficult posture. Now the heel is pressing on the perineum, activating Mula Bandha very strongly. We're actually trying to do Jalandhara Bandha, bringing the chin onto the chest, which I'll show you in a moment, and creating this very strong energy along the spine. Okay, and then come up. Stay there, exhale. So I can just see something a little different, which I'll on Helen, which I'll try to correct on the other side. So yes. Can you do the other side? Mm-hmm. So we can see what I'm going to correct. So this time it's the left leg that comes back. And what she's done is pull the knee back. She needs to slide back slightly. Now lift up, come forward. And once she's here, she needs to bring this hip back. So we become square, because the last time she did it, the hip was forward. You need to really bring the hip back. Then press on this heel, lift this buttock up. So it's the sitting bones would be like for a parallel sitting on the floor. Instead of sinking this hip down, it needs to lift up, which very strongly activates. And I'm looking to get this square spine, square base in the pelvis. So when she goes forward, good. Inhale up. Exhale, and now go down again, very strong. And then every time she exhales, she squeezes, she actually get a feeling of maybe not pressing, but pushing the heel into the body, pushing it into the perineum, very strongly activating the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Very powerful posture. This is probably the most powerful posture in the series. Very strong. And then coming up, exhale, and then flowing into the vinyasa. Okay. So, very interesting posture. Very, as I said, a very, very strong posture for getting the chi flowing into the crown of the head. Some systems, this is called Mahamudra, where we have 3 bandhas. So in the Jalandhara bandha, I can show you with myself, the movement of Jalandhara bandha comes from the hyoid bone of the Adam's apple. When I teach it, the first thing I teach is to swallow and then lower the chin. So that is the way I teach it. So you just swallow a little, swallow first, and then lower the chin. Ah, beautiful. See how that worked? So it keeps the connection of the spine. This is it's actually this hyoid bone is another dantian. And this is where we actually bend, and it still keeps the connection to all the other dantians. Whereas if you just lower the chin, it pulls the ligaments in the spine. So this is Jalandhara bandha. As I said at the beginning, I teach it by a swallow, but afterwards it's just, I don't have to swallow anymore. I've learned the process, so I've eliminated that down, even though it's still there, but not to the point where I just do. Okay, so Janushirshasana B. Now C. So we're going to combine them all. C is again a movement we're looking in the hips, not in the knees. You don't want to start twisting the knee. So the leg comes back. I actually have, see how she lifts the body? This is, you don't have to do it, but at the beginning, yes, lift the buttock, lean back, place the toes on the floor, then from this ankle bone, reach the knee out and down, and then the sitting bone comes down. Okay, and then come forward. Lengthen, and again, the same thing. It's very powerful with the Uddiyana Bandha coming in, head coming down to the knee. Good. Again, the shoulders are back. Very powerful. Breathe in, exhale, squeeze, and then inhale, coming back up, lengthening. Exhale, release. And the vinyasa. Okay. So A, B, and C. So let's show you what happens, what we're looking at in C. I'm going to get Helen to do it and show her I don't have to. So I'm going to get her to face the camera so you can see this motion. And we'll do it with the left leg. So the motion is this. So we're bringing this leg back forward. Basically we're going to lock that in. We're really just hugging these both legs together. So it becomes one leg. It's not two, it becomes one. So any movement I'm going to create now is I'm going to get it to the lean and actually tilt to the side and place the toes on the floor. And then reach out and down. So it's going out and down. So the heel is coming up, lifting and going down. So this is the way that I saw people doing it, and this is the way I did it. I came in, put my hand, how did I do it? Yeah, put my hand in here, grab the toe and brought it up and then twisted and twisted the knee. That's the way I learned it, and pretty much I wrecked my knee, damaged my knee doing that. And the knee is not meant to twist this way. It's not meant to move in this direction. The knee joint is straight forward and backwards with maybe a little degree of side movement, enough to put the foot on the side or on the inside of the leg, but not out there. So this way of doing it, bring it in. If I'm doing it, I just bring the foot in here and down. So it's straight back, out and down. Okay, none of this twisting, which If you're watching somebody do it, be aware of it. Don't do it. It's the most considered to be one of the most dangerous postures we do in yoga. This twist, if you're doing it this way of twisting, very, very dangerous for you. Keep it up. You won't be able to walk when you're 50. You'll be a walking. You see people with walking machines, shopping carts in the streets, walking. Okay. Janushirshasana A, B, and C. Again, remember, and somebody asked me this, but what we're doing is really lifting and coming forward, really trying to bring the head down to the knee. Very intense forward bend. And as I was asked a question, why do we do Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana before we do Janushirshasana? Because they felt that Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana was a harder forward bend than Janushirshasana. Of course, that person was looking at the tightness in their hips, so it was much harder to do this Ardha Baddha than to do this. Yes, this is much easier. But the forward bend in Janushirshasana is much more intense. Ardha Baddha is this. Janushirshasana, whoa. So it's a much harder forward bend. Of course, the movement in the hip is much easier in Janushirshasana, but we're looking at the extension of the spine, which is more difficult. Thank you. Hopefully that answers a few questions, and become very aware of Janushirshasana C and the movement that you're creating in the knee joint.